The hut was dim, lit only by the silver spill of moonlight through slatted walls. I stepped inside, barefoot, whispering his name, but it caught in my throat. There he was, my husband's baby brother. Fully naked. Brown skin glistening, his chest rising with shallow breaths. And hanging between those sculpted thighs was the most forbidden thing I'd ever seen. Massive. Heavy. Bold. My breath hitched. I stood frozen, pulse hammering, thighs tightening involuntarily. He didn't hide. He just looked at me, like he knew. I was already wet before I turned and whispered, "Dinner's ready, baby." My name is Kiri. I'm 35, an accountant in the city. Sharp, elegant, and married for 10 years to a man who still kisses my forehead before sleep. This year, we were headed to his home village for the holidays. Just the 5 of us, me, my husband Paul, and our 3 little ones, escaping the city's madness for 3 weeks of village air, sand, and sea. Paul is from one of the New Guinea islands. His village is heaven, swaying palms, blue oceans, waterfalls colder than ice, and silence so pure it echoes. But there was one thing about this place I never prepared for: his people, the men. Their bodies. Their calm strength. That primal pull in their walk. And none more than his youngest brother, Levi, 20 years old. Broad shoulders. Quiet but intense eyes. That first night, when I hugged him, I felt it pressed against my hip. My body responded before I could stop it. I smiled like a good wife. But my panties were soaked the rest of the night. A few days later, I walked down to Levi's hut. It was just before dinner. I needed my power bank. I called out. No answer. I figured he was outside. I pushed open the creaky bamboo door, and I froze. There he stood, facing the corner, pulling a shirt over his head. But completely, gloriously naked from the waist down. My eyes dropped. My heart stopped. I had never seen anything like it. Thick, dark, uncut. Hanging heavy like a beast between his thighs. My mouth parted. My nipples tingled under my bra. My thighs pressed tight without thinking. I just stood there, staring. Levi turned slightly. He didn't cover himself. Didn't speak. His eyes locked onto mine. He knew. He knew what he was doing to me. Finally, I whispered, "Bring my power bank to the house. Dinner's ready. And hurry." I left fast, but every step was unsteady. And my panties were soaked again. After that night, I couldn't sleep properly. Every time I looked at him across the fire, my mind went back to that moment. His thickness. The confidence in his stillness. Sometimes he would catch me staring. And smirk. He knew I wasn't just curious, I was hungry. One night, I went to the river early while the rest of the family was prepping for dinner. I needed to breathe, to cool off. The cold water helped nothing. He found me there. He said nothing, just stripped down and stepped into the stream next to me. We stood inches apart. I reached for a rock, slipped, and fell into him. Skin to skin. Hard chest. Harder length, growing between us. I should have moved. Should have screamed. Instead, I let myself lean in. And he kissed me. Slow, deep, forbidden. It ended fast. But something had been unlocked. And it would only get worse. 3 days later, it finally happened. It was late. The house was quiet. The kids asleep. Paul was snoring beside me, drunk from village homebrew. I slipped out and walked down the path, barefoot, heart racing. Levi was waiting outside his hut, shirtless, in shorts. He didn't speak. Just opened the door. The moment we were inside, I melted into him. He kissed me like a man starved. My tank top came off. My thighs wrapped around his waist. And when he entered me, I gasped. It was too much. I bit his shoulder to stop myself from screaming. It stretched me in ways my husband never had. It filled me completely. I came within seconds. But he kept going. Again and again. When I finally stumbled back to the house, legs shaking, Paul was still asleep. I kissed him on the cheek and slipped back under the covers with his brother's scent still on my skin. After the holidays, I convinced Paul to bring Levi back with us. Let him stay, I said. He can look for work. It'll be good for him. Paul agreed. Innocent, blind, and just like that, the affair continued. In our house. While Paul was at work. Sometimes, while Paul was home, just in the next room. The thrill. The danger. The power. I was addicted. Subscribe, like and comment for more true tales from the coconut tree.